Guys, you know I love cheese, so today we're gonna do a recipe with cheese on the Silly Kitchen. I am going to show you how I like to elevate this little tiny thing called garlic bread. I absolutely love garlic bread, but I want to take it to another level, add a bunch more flavor, and have it as like a really cool appetizer. So here we go. Obviously you need a loaf of bread. Pick your favorite bread. I'm not a baker, so I went and got a loaf of bread from the bakery, but if you bake your own, even better. And the first thing we want to start with is a little stick of butter. Quickly just toss it in the microwave and melt it. It's easy as that, and away we go. Voila, I melted butter in the microwave. Very, very, very finely diced, sliced, cubed, whatever you want to call it. Just cut up some fresh garlic, super, super small, and add it into your butter. So, making lots of noise today. And then what I do is I just mix it around with a spoon, but I also kind of push on the garlic so some of the juice from the garlic comes out into the butter, because I want it to sit and soak a little bit into those flavors. So I just literally use my spoon and kind of press down on it and make it all kind of mush into the butter, making it garlic butter. And then just set it aside, let it sit, and that's when now you can have a little bit of time to work with your bread. So what I want you to do is take your handy dandy bread knife, and I want you to do slices down, but not all the way through. So just a little bit to the bottom so you can kind of open each slice. So depending how big your loaf is, will depend how many slices you do, but it's kind of like you're just slicing slices of bread. But again, guys, don't go all the way through. You just want it to kind of fan out like that. Beautiful. Easy peasy. This is gonna be delicious. You want to then put your bread onto a baking sheet so that we can kind of do the work here with loading it up. For the toppings that I like to use on this loaded garlic bread is tomato, green pepper, red onion, obviously cheese, the garlic butter that we have over here soaking and getting all infused with extra garlic flavor. If you want to do things a little spicier, instead of green pepper, you can use jalapeno. That can give it a little bit of a zing for you. And pick your favorite herb. Lots of different options here that you can kind of sprinkle all around, but today we are using rosemary. So we've got our slices, we've got our butter melting. First thing you're gonna do is put in your veggie ingredients. So what you wanna do is just kind of open up your bread a little bit and start squeezing these ingredients into the spaces and the crevices. You're gonna lose some here and there, but that's okay because this is why we're doing it right on the pan, because you can kind of keep it all going. So just spread those pieces of bread apart and squeeze stuff in. And again, I mean, you can, if you don't like tomatoes, you don't have to use tomatoes. If you prefer doing a different vegetable, go for it. I just really like the way these flavors all come together. Now the other reason that I start with tomato is because it's the biggest and chunkiest vegetable that I'm using. So now I can kind of see that the bread is being held open by some of these chunks. Away we go to green peppers. And if you put it on top and then just kind of squish it in, that works too. I mean, we don't need to be fancy here. We just need to get it done. Because the faster we get it done, the sooner we get to eat it. Always hungry. Okay, we are getting there. It looks a little bit like Christmas with the green and red. Too funny. Okay, and then red onion, here we go. Sprinkle, sprinkle, stuff in. Beautiful. If you're losing some, just scoop it all up. This is again why we're working on the baking sheet right away. Okay. So all of our veggies are in. Use as much or as little as you want. Just make sure they're kind of getting shoved in there a little bit. Boom, beautiful. If you haven't already, this is a good time for you now to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. We're gonna bake this as opposed to maybe broiling it or just melting the cheese that we're gonna put on. I wanna bake it because I want all of the warmth to get to the inside as well. Okay, so this is the time where now you get to put all of your garlic butter on top of the bread. So you've got this beautiful garlicky, buttery liquid, and you're just gonna pour it. Try to obviously aim so that it goes into the creases a little bit. You want all that garlic and flavor to get into the bottom, as well as having it on the top. Now don't use all of it at this time, because I might want you to keep just a tiny bit, because if you've noticed, we haven't put any cheese on this delicious garlic bread yet, and that's my favorite ingredient from any recipe, not just garlic bread. Oh, it smells so good already. Whoop, whoop. So almost all the garlic butter was used, but not all of it because we want to do the cheese. So sprinkle the cheese on top, and if you have a little bit of room, try to kind of get it into those creases again, because then you get cheese all the way through. This is so fun and it smells so good. And I told you this was loaded garlic bread, and it is loaded. And if you lose some on the bottom, that's okay. Just kind of shove it into the crease here between the pan and the bread, because then you'll just get some extra cheese on the bottom pieces as well. And there is no problem ever having too much cheese. And once you're done with the cheese, if you have a little bit of that garlic butter left over, just pour it on top, any which way you want. That is it. That is all the preparation you need to do. Just make sure you've got lots of cheese going on in there. All your ingredients are stuffed into the little creases. And now you're gonna put it in that 400-degree oven, probably about 12 minutes or so, but keep watch. You want all the cheese melted, and you wanna get a nice bake on the bread so you've got a little bit of crisp going on. After patiently waiting those unbearable 12 minutes, you have this beautiful, cheesy, loaded with veggies and garlic and flavor loaf. And look at these beautiful crusty pieces of cheese just all around the bottom. I'm gonna eat that, because that is such a good part of having those extra pieces fall over. I don't even have words because I love cheese so much. That just made me really happy. Now remember, we had our fresh herbs. This is the time where you can pull a little bit of that off, sprinkle it onto the top of your, the aroma when you kind of get your fingers to squeeze these together. Just go ahead, make sure all of these herbs kind of fall over nicely. Oh, it smells so good and it looks so pretty. And that's it. Now you can slice off a nice couple of pieces, put it out like this on a table, and then you can eat the whole thing to yourself like I'm about to. So let me get a little end piece. You could probably just pull it off as well. Oh gosh, oh, look at the steam coming off of the inside's so nice and soft, and then the outside of the bread is crusty. I am gonna eat this right now because I'm really hungry. There's so much flavor. I love garlic bread. I love cheese. I love talking with my mouth full for the Silly Kitchen. I hope you try this recipe. So easy, so delicious and full of flavor, and it presents and looks so pretty, and I love when food looks good. So thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you eat some cheesy, delicious, loaded garlic bread in your near future, and I'll see you again soon.